Welcome to Absolutely Marvel and DC, your home for discussions on superhero movies, shows, media in general. We are... God, what is wrong with me? Welcome to Absolutely Marvel and DC. My name is Benny, that is Dan, that is Dylan, and we talk about all of your favorite superhero genre, movie, TV shows, and just the pop culture zeitgeist that exists. And today, we're going to be talking about the future of the Venom franchise. Yes, we're going to look at what could happen next, what villains could pop up, and where they could go with this. So, what do you guys think?
I have no idea what they're doing with this movie, with this franchise. Also, spoilers for the whole movie, and probably especially the post-credit scene. I guess the mid-credit scene, whatever. But yeah, I don't know what's happening with Venom anymore, because it seems like 2 weeks ago they had a different plan.
Yeah, it really does.
Now it's different.
Yeah. Okay. This is the problem, I think, with what they did. If they did not put in that post-credit scene, and I'm wondering if this was the original plan. For those who don't know, Peter Mulligan, the cop, is actually a symbiote known as Toxin. In the comic books, he gets the Toxin symbiote. He is a cop, so they're arguing, and they try to be, they tried to become the lethal protector that Venom was back in the day. I think he actually arrived during the Agent Venom era. Don't quote me on that. But basically, they made another Venom that mixed with Carnage and was going to stop the monsters. So, if that post-credit scene didn't exist, my assumption would have been that that's basically what we're going to get. We're going to get Toxin. And the reason why his eyes glowed blue, I think they weren't going to do a true symbiote thing. I feel like he was going to get abilities. Now, we'll talk about the Spider-Man thing a little bit, but we have a whole video discussing that potential. I think, and I'm going to blow your mind, and I'm taking this off of something Dylan said in passing 3 days ago.
Okay.
Key point in that movie. Shriek, Scream, whichever one it is. I always mix the two of them up.
It's Shriek.
It was Shriek. Yeah, you had it.
The names are too similar and it means the same thing, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's like, I'm Wolverine and I'm Badger and we both have claws. So anyway, early in it, she says that her mutation arrives. And Dylan, you said, oh my God, what if Venom is introducing the X-Men and mutants to the world of the MCU? What if Toxin, instead of doing another CGI symbiote battle, because we did Riot, then we did Carnage, Toxin's a mutant this time. And his mutation was awoken by being hit by Scream like that.
Mm-hmm. You know, also his eyes glow blue. And you know what else his eyes glow blue? Sentinels. Maybe he's being turned into a sentinel.
Oh my God.
That's where you're going with it?
Now that's a stretch. My God.
You know what else stretches? Reed Richards. Maybe Toxin is the villain of the Fantastic Four movie.
What if Toxin's not even a Venom villain? What if Toxin chases Morbius in the movie that drops on January?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Or he's against Kraven.
Knows?
Like, they're like, okay, well, we can't have Venom fight another symbiote, but we can have a
they're
symbiote
making
fight
that Kraven
every
movie.
other option.
Right.
Yeah. Because that's the thing, right? Is like if they do Venomverse Toxin in the next movie, that's going to be the entire trilogy of Venom. Not unlike The Flash, is just going to be symbiote versus symbiote. Like, gets a little old after a while.
What is the joke next time going to be? Oh, it's a blue one.
Yeah.
God.
It's like, all right. That's
He
a
would
bit
probably
much.
be like,
So-
oh, it's a blue one. I heard they're friendly.
But what makes it even better, though, is with the second post-credit scene, because I kind of consider the Toxin was supposed to be the original post-credit scene. That's what I'm thinking. The second one, I feel like, was more tacked on post them making the deal about Tom Holland and the MCU. So it's almost a guarantee the third movie's intending to be Venom versus Spider-Man, unless Venom pops up in No Way Home, and that's where that's leading. Because that's all over the internet, too, that Venom is apparently now going to be in No Way Home, and it's set up for that. Maybe that's what they're doing with that one. I will be disappointed if it's just a quick cameo of Venom fighting Spider-Man for 2 seconds and we don't get a full movie of that. Like, I want a movie of that. I don't want Venom versus Toxin, another symbiote fight.
Right. I think it could. I feel like the boardroom, what Sony's wanted to do is have like Maximum Carnage, but they already did Carnage, so now it's Toxin. So it's just like half the movie is Venom and Spider-Man fighting, and then Toxin is doing stuff in like the B plot, And then the midpoint is they find Toxin, and they're like, oh, we got to work together to beat Toxin because Toxin sucks. And then Venom can go on being a hero again.
What if Toxin brings back Carnage?
I'm expecting Toxin to bring back Carnage more than anything, actually. I would see it as he would get infected by a part of the Carnage symbiote, and then the struggle between them would then, like, change it a little bit to become Toxin. Because of the weird way that they're transferring symbiotes in this universe versus, like, normal. Because pretty sure Cletus got the symbiote because he bit Tom Hardy.
In this one, yes. In the other,
Yes,
it's actually not. It's not very different in the comic. In the comic, they're just in cells next to each other. And basically,
it's
Venom
it's a spawn
basically
thing.
the
Difference.
Venom just like basically drops another symbiote, and it goes to Cletus. That's the difference. And it does get in his bloodstream, which is why it turns into like the whole red thing.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, because Dylan, I don't think you keep up with current Spider-Man and current Carnage and current King in Black stuff, did you?
I mean, I didn't read it, but I know it happened.
Okay, Carnage has technically been dead for a while.
Yeah.
So of all the villains to kill and not bring, like, you could bring back Carnage even in the comics. What happened is basically Carnage was fought all the way up to fighting Scarlet Spider, where he got lobotomized, and then he was just a brain dead body, and then he fought against Superior Spider-Man, which brought back Cletus, but then they roasted him in space, and his body was basically disintegrated, and Carnage has been trying to bring back Cletus since then. The only thing that's different about that is Venom ate Carnage, which is a little unexpected.
Yeah.
I think that also, like, the problem is that it seems like they're kind of cleaning house to make room for Spider-Man. Which Venom versus Spider-Man is going to be really cool. And I think that's what we all wanted from the beginning. But that was, like, at least for me, that was before Null, before all that stuff was written, and I had read that. And, like, I kind of want to see that in a movie now.
Yeah.
I would love to see giant Venom dragon as part of Venom 3, you know? That would be awesome.
Oh, they're saving that one. They're definitely going to have to save that one as, like, the Venom big... and guarantee you, the Sony boardroom is like, so we have Venom. We could do our own Avengers with the King in Black. We could do it, and we just get Spider-Man to cross over and help out. We'll get a couple other MCU stars to come over and help out, you know? So I totally see that being where they're going to go with it.
That'd be crazy.
They'll do what they're doing in the comics, and they'll bring in, like, this alternate universe symbiote Spider-Man so that they can use the same one. But, see? Roundabout ways, people. Just saying.
So the big question is, though, do we think that Venom 3 is going to be Venom versus Spider-Man or Venom versus Toxin, be it he's a symbiote or a mutant or something? You know, something was awoken in him. Because no symbiote got near Mulligan, as far as I know. Like, he was fighting Shriek off on his own.
I actually just had a thought of how they could make it work. Would be because of the fact that Venom consumes Carnage at the end, which is very bizarre that I've never seen before. But anyway, because he consumes him, I'm wondering if we might even start the next movie with Venom having basically a stomach ache. And it's because he's got Carnage inside him. And then eventually he, like, either, like, vomits up Carnage or vomits up the remains of, like, that symbiote. That then connects to Peter Mulligan and turns him into Toxin. And because it's a pseudo Carnage Venom hybrid at this point, you can have that movie where it is a Venomverse Toxin, and Toxin is kind of on that borderline, like, is he going to go evil like Carnage, or is he going to go lethal protector like Venom? And, like, you've got that kind of middle of the road, which way is he going to go? And you can use that as the excuse as to how he gets the symbiote, how, like, there's plenty of possibilities there.
You just reminded me. There is a sequence in the comics where Venom did eat Carnage. I think he ate Carnage. Somehow absorbed Carnage. Remember Venom Island? Where he had to go and purge Carnage out of his system.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that was an
because he was they were together.
Wait, they're on an island at the end of the movie.
Oh, my God.
No, basically,
What
Carnage and Venom are both inside of Eddie, and they're fighting because somehow they got absorbed Carnage. And they go to this island so that they can have a big battle and have no collateral damage.
Yeah. If they don't have at least one scene like where they have both of the Venom head and the Carnage head, and it's kind of like an angel and demon on your shoulder kind of thing,
that'd be
I mean,
great.
what's the point? But
True.
The problem with the symbiotes is so much has happened in the last 5 years to retcon everything.
yeah.
Right. Because it was like a mandate, right? It's so weird that how the comics and the movies keep leapfrogging each other. It's like the comics were like, make Venom stand alone from Spider-Man, but then by the time that wrapped up and everyone was cool with that, now Venom in the movies can go be with Spider-Man. It's like, oh, well, we just did all that for nothing.
So what do you think? Do you think we're going to get the Toxin, or do you think we're going to get Spider-Man? Or do you think that the point of that post-credit scene was entirely for No Way Home, like half the internet speculating right now?
I think it's going to be all of that and more. I think we're going to see... he's going to have a cameo in No Way Home.
Which explains him on the set with the hat that everyone was like freaking out about, that Tom Hardy was on the set.
Sure. Mm-hmm. And then in Venom 3... It's gonna be like Toxin is part of it, but most of it is Venom versus Spider-Man, which I don't know how they're gonna do, because I think they're gonna have to do it in a way where they team up at some point, where we get a small section of what we've wanted to see for a while, which is Venom versus Spider-Man, but because it's a Venom movie and they spent 2 movies making Venom a hero, we can't just turn him into a villain in his own movie and then have like that. I mean, you could, and that would be fun, but they're not going to, because then you burn a franchise.
Yeah. I just hope that the No Way Home cameo leads to him putting a spider on his chest. That's
my hope.
Totally.
That's my goal.
Here's my pitch. He won't get it in No Way Home, but in Venom 3, when like Spider-Man tracks Venom down or whatever, it was like, hey, I remember you from the 2 seconds that you were in my last movie. He'll run up to him and punch him in the face, and then eventually when they team up, there's going to be a scene where it's Toxin on one side and it's Venom and Spider-Man on the other, and they're standing next to each other, and Eddie, all in the Venom suit, looks down at Spider-Man and then looks up, and like Vision in Age of Ultron just goes like this, and then a spider will appear because he's like, we're a team now.
Yes, I could.
That's
Dude,
what's gonna happen.
If that happens, I owe you a burger from Whataburger because it's near you. Okay.
Okay, cool.
If they do that,
funny side story. Everyone used to say Whataburger, and I used to think it was Waterburger, and I was like, who would have a Waterburger? But anyway,
it's Whataburger. Nobody in Texas says Whataburger. It sounds like it's supposed to be Whataburger, but it's Whataburger.
It's Whataburger, right?
It's not Waterburger.
And we would go to LA,
Whataburger.
and everyone from Texas would go to LA, and they're like, "Oh, this is not as good as Waterburger." And I'm like, "Waterburger? Why would you have a Waterburger?"
It's not Whataburger. Whataburger.
Oh my gosh.
All right, you were saying, Dan.
I was gonna say, if they do that exact scene and they have Tom Holland, we've got to get like they're looking and goes, Spider Bros.
Spider Bros. Oh boy.
But yeah, that's what we think. We think that he's going to have a cameo, No Way Home, and then Maximum Carnage is going to be basically Maximum Toxin next. Although most of Maximum Carnage even happened in this movie, so
yeah. I mean, you could go many ways with it. It could just be Carnage that goes on to Mulligan, and we never even see Toxin.
Carnage USA kind of thing.
No, see, I don't see that happening though, because Carnage can easily come back. Everyone's freaking out that they killed off Cletus
He
already.
always comes back,
right? But that's just it. In the comics,
they also went to an alternate universe at the end, so it's like anything's fair game at this point. Who cares?
Yeah, that's also true. The only reason I think they're going to do something different with Toxin is because he wasn't related to a symbiote, and then his eyes glowed. Like he didn't get near
and it looked
a symbiote.
very different.
Yeah, it didn't look like a symbiote situation. So I feel like they're going to turn Peter Mulligan into a different kind of Toxin instead of like the 90th version of the symbiotes,
Mm-hmm. Or maybe it'll be an experimental procedure. We've created this biological thing that's going to help cure your hearing so that you can hear again, I guess.
Ultimate Venom. You know what? That would make
Agent
maybe to flip.
Venom.
Because, Dan, didn't you say that you were hoping that the Sonyverse was the Ultimate Universe? Maybe it's the opposite, where the MCU... Because the MCU has been based on the Ultimate Universe for a long time.
This is also very possible. It could be opposite.
What if he's just going to be Agent Venom? He'll be Agent Venom. That's it.
That would be an interesting one, because
they can't use Flash.
I was going to say, that would be actually a really good roundabout way to do it. Have a cop become Agent Venom, because we do have a very different Flash Thompson in the MCU. If they are actually crossing over, you got that.
All right. Well, I agree with you, actually. I think it worked perfectly. Thank you so much for watching Absolutely Marvel in DC. My name is Benny, that is Dan, and that is Dylan. And let us know your theories on Venom 3 down below. Thank you, and we'll see you next time right here. Hit that bell, subscribe, like, smash your TV, or screen, or phone. Throw your phone down. That's how you like. Don't do
that.
Don't do it.
He's liable for that.
First like and subscribe, and then throw it on the ground.
Drop it like a mic, like it's hot.